What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Back with my post-fight for Wladimir Klitschko versus Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King. Just watched it on HBO, and this should be fun. As you guys know, on my post-fights, I give you guys my unadulterated thoughts, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, Tyson Fury, he did what some people thought he wouldn't be able to do. He pulled the upset, beating Wladimir Klitschko in, I guess you could say, a dominant fashion, and I'll explain why I say I guess. He just basically shut him out, and he was awarded a unanimous decision. So props to Tyson Fury. Now, let me talk about the good. The good for Tyson Fury is he's a new champion. There's new blood. He said that he was going to do it and beat Klitschko, and it was the old dog versus the new dog, old champ versus the new champ. And he did that. So, again, congrats to Tyson Fury and his team for believing in their self and sticking to a game plan. Now, what I did like Tyson Fury doing is he was kind of the kid who stuck up to the bully. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say there's a popular bully and there's another kid who's just big, but he's not that popular. And he stuck up to the bully. He was getting in Klitschko's head from the jump, making fun of him at the press conferences, like loud talking, wearing Batman suits and singing at his interviews and stuff. And I mean, if Shannon the Cannon Briggs, let's go champ, like if he showed us anything, Klitschko is he could be frazzled in situations like that. So Tyson Fury, and that's always who Tyson Fury's been anyway, a trash talker and an entertainer as well as a fighter. So that's already his MO. So I think he used that to a T. The other thing I like that Tyson Fury did in the early rounds is he fought Klitschko and made him think, and he put Klitschko into a mindset. Boxing is very psychological as far as I'm concerned, and there's a psychology behind it. And when a champion or a fighter who's used to doing, whether it's a power puncher, for example, if a power puncher is used to knocking everybody out in the first 3 rounds, and then you find a way to finagle your way into the late rounds, that could frustrate him. Like, damn, these same shots normally knock out the other person. So the bottom line is, if you take someone out of their game plan, then that works to your benefit. And that's, to me, what Tyson Fury did. In those early rounds, he was like, it's like he had Tourette's, like, ooh, ooh, like, you know what I'm saying? He was like doing some zany, like weird feints and moving, and upper body movement, and got it. Mama saying, makusa. Like, he was just moving hella crazy and making Klitschko think in there. And the other thing is, Klitschko is normally used to fighting guys who are smaller than him. So the fact that he was doing all of this and he had the conditioning to do it was impressive, because I didn't know how Tyson Fury, from doing all that movement and shucking and jiving and showboating, and he put his hands down like he's Roy Jones and stuff, on a guy that big. And I've seen Tyson Fury out of shape. I didn't know if he'd be able to sustain that type of movement and the deeper part of the fight. But I mean, he did it as long as he needed to do it, and he, to me, that's what really set the tone, and it took Klitschko out of his element. Now, let's talk about the bad. The bad is some of the HBO commentary. Like, Roy Jones is like literally the only one who consistently has a message where I can really understand where he's coming from. Jim Lampley says some of the most atrocious things. He's talking about the early rounds. Klitschko is in there with a guy who's nearly 7 feet tall and probably outweighs him, 260 plus pounds. So to me, Klitschko at first was really weary, because you got a guy who's doing all this moving. I mean, Tyson Fury's moving like he's Vic Darchinian or something, who fights in a small. He's very herky-jerky the way he was doing it. And he kept switching from ortho to southpaw. Like, he was doing so much, and it was causing Klitschko to think and, like, not be comfortable in any one thing. So credit to Tyson Fury and his team for that game plan. But Jim Lampley is saying, oh, he's not throwing that many punches. Of course he's not throwing that many punches when you got a guy, again, who's like 7 feet tall, and he's giving you those different mini looks. Like, it's hard to read what the hell they're going to do, especially when Fury has long arms, right? And you're a heavyweight. One punch could change everything. It's no different than Keith Thurman versus Leonard Bundu. Watch Leonard Bundu. He was moving and switching and southpaw, ortho, swap. Terrence Crawford switches southpaw, ortho, doing all them changes and stuff. It's like a pitcher. Pitcher keeps changing the ball. He's not going to keep throwing the same pitch, and it's hard to read what he's going to throw next. That's what Tyson Fury was doing. Again, props to him and his team for a game plan. Now, more bad, the fight was fucking boring. Like, to me, the fight was pretty boring. And the reason I said earlier he kind of dominated, Like, I'm not going to bash Tyson Fury because he did what he needed to do to secure the victory. And a lot of it was Klitschko, what he was failing to do. Like, even Steve Cunningham knocked down Tyson Fury, and he looked tiny next to Tyson Fury, and at least he was trying to go out on a shield like David and Goliath. But the way Klitschko fights, he was already outside of his element and his game plan, not fighting a shorter person. He didn't take those championship level chances that I think he needed to take those types of chances. That was the only way he was going to get in this fight once he started getting buried. And the other thing, it wasn't a pretty fight at all. Now, a lot of people, let's talk about some of the ugly. A lot of people, Erislandy Lara is boring. Guillermo Rigondeaux is boring. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is boring. That argument is dead. I don't ever want to hear that again, because to me, this wasn't like no 80s, 90s level heavyweight championship fight where it's just like scintillating nonstop action. It just wasn't. And it wasn't pretty. Like, even with, like, for example, people say Floyd Mayweather, he's boring. But I've never seen a Floyd Mayweather fight that looks sloppy like this from him and the opponent. You know what I'm saying? It was just a very lethargic Klitschko performance. And the thing is, like, when you look like a Mayweather fight, they say Mayweather's boring. He'll fight on the inside. Klitschko wasn't. Klitschko, for the life of me, I can't understand why he was clinching when he was losing the fight and he needed to let his hands go and damn near needed a knockout to win, depending on what round we were talking about. And he's clinching. He was doing good work in the later half. He was landing like single shots that looked like they had some effect. And he was initiating